All right, our next step in Revit is to try to make some topography. So you can see I have my house right here. We're going to start it in 3D view, and I want you to right click the roof, and we're going to hide in view this element. And that's going to allow us to constrain to the foundation walls here. Next, we need to go to massing and site and click on Topo Solid. So I'm going to go to the top view of my design here, and I'm going to create a Topo Solid. So first thing, it should come up with a Topo Solid up here. Sometimes it says grass, sometimes it just says Topo Solid. You can see mine looks probably thicker than yours. I'm going to go to Edit Type and show you why. We want to change the default thickness to 6 feet. So go ahead and change that thickness to 6 feet and click OK. And then we're going to make sure that our level is set to first floor level. And we want our height offset set to -1.5 feet. So if you highlight this, you can just type in -1.5, hit apply. There we go, -1.5 feet. Now we're going to just click a large rectangle shape. So I'll click on rectangle, and I'm just going to sort of get a little distance away from the edges. Looks like I have 100 foot by, we'll make it 100 by 104 square rectangle. Then click the green check, and now we have a topo solid. The problem is it's putting grass or whatever this foundation is, topography, all the way through the building, which I don't want. So I'm going to edit my sketch. And now I'm going to click on the line tool. If you have a rectangular house, you can use the rectangle tool, but a lot of you don't. I'm just going to click the line tool, and we want to get into, this is the edge of the foundation wall right here. So I'm going to click on that. That's what I want, not the edge of the footing, the foundation wall. So I'm going to click that. Then I got to holding down the scroll wheel and clicking and dragging. That's how you move it. Go to this corner and go to this corner. It's really important that you go always go clockwise. Actually, in this case, it doesn't matter quite as much. But it's just a good general rule. You want to go clockwise. So there we go. Click on that. Then I hit the green check. And now it has cut out that region right there. Next thing, we need to modify the sub elements. So when I click modify sub elements, if I choose this one, you can see it's set to -1.6 inch. That's good. But we need to have a gentle slope on here. So I'm going to click this one. I want this one to be set to -1 foot. Then I'm going to click this one and set that one to -1, enter. Click this, -1, enter. And then this last one. Now you can see a slope is starting to form. That's good. But I don't want my slope to be this long. I need it to be sort of a gentle slope that works its way around the building. So now I'm going to add a couple points. So if I click add point, then over here, there's a couple different options. I want this one that is selected to, it says absolute. If I hover over it, absolute, that is a really important word that you identify. So we're going to set this here to -1.5 feet, -1 foot 6 inches. So -1.6, and if I place the point out here, it will create a gentle slope away from the building, 6 inches down and away. And that allows us to have, that aspect of drainage. So we're kind of draining down and away from the building. And you can see those corner contour lines sort of go away because now our whole house is sort of on a little hill right here. So if I click the modify button, it gets me out of that. You can sort of see that I kind of have, well, it may be a little hard to see, but I have a house on a very, very, very gentle slope, which is what I want. You can see if I look at it from the side, it's up here. That way, that allows me to have some drainage. Last thing you'd probably want to do is edit the type of the topo surface and change this category here to grass. So it actually looks like grass. So let's type in grass and move that up, hit OK. And now when you look at it in realistic, you have something that looks like a grass pad. You have it elevated on here. And if we go to a section view, then we can see that the grass is not actually cutting into the foundation walls. Yeah, it is cutting into the footing a little bit. We can live with that. Last thing that we need to do is we need to put a building pad underneath this. So we're going to go back to 3D view, and I'm going to click the bottom here, and I want to look entirely on the bottom. So here we're going to go into architecture and go to floor, and we're just going to go to a generic 12-inch floor because all we're doing is building a gravel pad. So we want this set to bottom of footing. And I'm just going to click my rectangle, and I should have my footings built here. If you don't, make sure you go ahead and do that first. I'm going to go rectangle from here, and we're going to go all the way over to this corner here. I like to zoom in, make sure I get it. Click the green check. Now if I go back to my section view, so now you can see we have our building pad here. And again, it doesn't quite go all the way to the edge of this footing. But for what we're doing, this is totally fine. You can see that we have a building pad, which would just be gravel. We have our footings, we have our foundation walls, and we have topography that slopes down and away from it. So that's exactly what we're looking for this particular topography set.